What's up YouTube, Crystal here, back with another vinyl collection video. This for 7 inches. I'm going to do a mixture of Guided by Voices, Minutemen, and some miscellaneous here. Now I was interrupted a few times, the last time for a good reason. Lots of records in the mail, so I think I'm going to do an unboxing of those after I get this done. But let's get into this because I got a lot of albums to cover. I've got a whole bunch of 7 inches here. Some I've done, some I've not. I've got a whole bunch of faxed head 7 inches here, but I forgot a CD and a DVD upstairs, so I'm going to hold on to these, do them later. Then I've got another box of miscellaneous. I've got Smog, which I've already done, and I've got a whole bunch of Lou Barlow 7 inches here, and then I've got a whole bunch of my OCs that I literally just did. So I'll work those out. I'll get them in eventually, but just wanted to go through them quickly. I actually only started getting into 7 inches recently. Before I thought they were kind of pointless and a waste, but now it's kind of like I like it. If I buy an album, but hey, can I throw, like, over mail order, I'll be like, you know, can I throw in a couple 7 inches for free, or, you know, very low increase in shipping? And usually they're happy just to unload them. So I'll buy like an LP and then grab like 3 or 4 7 inches, you know, for very little increase. Or, you know, people say like, you know, 5 7 inches for, you know, $6 shipping. So I'll find 1 or 2 7 inches that I really like, and then just kind of grab a couple that are interesting. And you know, some you do pay a little bit more if they're rare, but a lot of them you can get some cool stuff. A lot of stuff I never even knew existed from bands I've listened to for like 20-25 years. So it's kind of interesting finding music from like 1996 from a band I've always loved that I've never heard before. So let's get into this here. Got some Minutemen albums, and Guided by Voices, and an old friend from high school's band. But let's do the Guided by Voices first. I've got here Cutout Witch with Rhine Jive Click. You can obviously tell that that is from Under the Bushes, Under the Stars picture disc. Both tracks pretty good. I love Cutout Witch though. If you haven't heard Under the Bushes, Under the Stars, you absolutely need to listen to it. It is a seminal album. It's on different regard with Alien Lanes, but they're both amazing for different reasons. The Grand Hour, this is really great. I don't have a particularly rare version of this. A few of them are pretty desirable. This is from 90... What is this from? It's on Scat, and it's from around the time of Alien Lanes and B1000. I think it's early 90s, but the reason this is so significant is because, first of all, it's the only studio appearance of Shocker and Gloomtown, which has become kind of an iconic song of theirs, and as well it contains the title tracks Alien Lanes and B1000, which didn't appear on either of those albums, interestingly. So for a 6-song EP, this has actually got some really important tracks on it for Guided by Voices fans. Plantations of Pale Pink from 96. Not quite as good as I was hoping. I was expecting it to be similar to like Under the Bushes, Under the Stars, but it's not really quite. It's okay, but there's nothing on here that really stands out. I've got like a orangey copper pressing of it. And Cheyenne with Visit This Place on the B-side. This is from Universal Truce and Cycles, which is like my least favorite album between like Propeller and Half Smiles and the Decompose, unfortunately. And Cheyenne is just, I don't know, I find the vocals really annoying on there when he does the highs and stuff. There's a few good tracks in the song, but Cheyenne definitely wasn't one of them for me. Visit This Place, the B-side, I honestly don't know. I haven't even listened to this yet. Keep It in Motion is a really good track. One of the better post Half Smiles of the Decomposed singles, in my opinion. I've really not been into a lot of the stuff that's come out after their reassembling after their breakup, or even their newer reassembling after their second breakup. But this is a good track, and it is pretty easy to find. I think I got this for like $6, and it comes on really nice, bright, neon pink vinyl. Looks really cool. Back to the Lake with Dig Through My Window, also off Universal Truths and Cycles. I don't particularly remember this track, and I still haven't listened to the B-side, but okay, I think I do. I think this is one with the piano in it that's not bad, but definitely better than Cheyenne. Single with Cobra Verde. Cobra Verde were another band from, I don't know, the Dayton, Akron area or something, who played with Bob Pollard when they kind of had, I don't know, differences or split up or whatever. I don't know. It was, in my opinion, some of the worst stuff Guided by Voices did. Do the Collapse being one of their primary albums, I believe. Was that with them? Or is it Mag Earwig? I can't remember. Either way, I didn't like it. I wasn't really big into their sound. But yeah, I think I got this for like $3 or $4, so have a listen. Maybe it's not too bad. And speaking of Do the Collapse, this is by far my favorite track from that. Teenage FBI. I think this is a really sound track. The rest of the album I just found really boring, processed, overproduced. Noble Insect, I literally just got this in the mail a couple days ago. I haven't even listened to it yet. And it is newer Guided by Voices, so I'm really not holding my breath for it anyways. A couple Minutemen, EPs, Joy. This is actually a clear pressing, which is really cool, an official SST pressing, no bootleg or anything. Kind of rare from what I understand. Paranoid Time, nothing special about this. I think it's just one of like the 50 pressings they've done of this. This is an amazing hardcore album, EP. It's like 10 minutes long. There's like 7 tracks. I haven't listened to this in a long time, but I do really like this. And for a long time, this is the only Minutemen I'd listen to, because so much of their other stuff is so like artsy and poetic, whereas this is just like really good early American hardcore. This is a friends band from high school. Sailboats Are White, Turbo 2. They actually did have some popularity. They were signed to a semi-reputable record label for a while, and they played a few big festivals. They played South by Southwest in the United States. They opened for Gossip, who are one of my favorite kind of, I don't know, punk, blues, soul outfits. This is the standard pressing, and then literally the next day I found the blue pressing with the bonus like jacket. So it was like $6. So I picked that up as well. The singer from this band is a very good friend of mine that I've known for about 20 years. We've had some pretty wild times together, to say the least. Okay, so there's those, and yeah, we'll go through these. Okay, I've already done that. Swans Flexi that I did in my Swans video. Green Jelly, Electric Harley House of Love, and Three Little Pigs. I think this was the Three Little Pigs 7-inch. Both tracks are from the album, so nothing that rare, but to find Serial Killer on vinyl, like, and it's rare. So I thought this was cool. I think I got this for like $3 as an add-on to another order. So I was like, you know what, I don't have anything by Green Jelly on vinyl, and I do really love Serial Killer. That album is like way back in the day for me, for sure. The Strokes, All the Time. I think I had this in an unboxing video not too long ago, so I'm not going to go on about it too much. One of their newer singles. I don't really know their newer stuff that much. Haven't really liked much since Room on Fire. Tomahawk, Stone Letter with a B-side etching. I talked about this as well. Bucket Full of Teeth. This is actually... the only reason I got this was because it's kind of a cool marbled, semi-translucent, semi-transparent, kind of like puke green vinyl. Not particularly a great band, but yeah, it was like $2 and I got it added in. An early Canadian pressing of Dead Kennedys' Too Drunk to Fuck. I paid a bit more for this. Thing was about $10, but this is kind of rare, pretty collectible, and I do really, really love Dead Kennedys. Kittens, man, one of the most underrated Canadian bands ever. They were only around for maybe 5 years, like in terms of like recording actual content, maybe a bit longer. And they broke up. Sadly, the drummer passed away quite young as well, and nothing's really much come of them. Jamil, the bass player, was actually in Ken Mode, another great Canadian band who actually have not too dissimilar styles. This is the Hawaii, I don't know, EP, I guess it's called. The only track on here that isn't on another album is Hawaii, but it's a really good song. Everything else on here is on the Bazooka and the Hustler album that is awesome, absolutely awesome. The Residents, Don't Be Cruel, don't have any other 7 inches by the Residents. I don't even really know this song particularly well, but I'm a huge Residents fan. Kind of stopping around the early 80s though with their recordings that I really enjoy. Meat Shits, Final Exit, and what would a Meat Shits album be without an offensive cover and something really gross or creepy on the back. I'm a big fan of the Meat Shits. They've done a lot of stuff that sounds really different. They've had like neo-Nazi eras, they've had like hardcore homophobic eras, then they've had like albums that were just like, you know, sound clips with like gay porn and stuff. It's like this really bizarre, but the members have changed so dramatically over the years. Bowel Rot, if you want to hear some really weird memorable grindcore, Bowel Rot is amazing, but it's so hard to find on vinyl though. Zip Code Rapists, this is another Greg Turkington album. Neo Hamburger, he's more famously known as, also from Faxed Head, and the Easy Goings, as well as numerous other bands or projects. This I pretty much just got because it was cheap, and I'm a really big fan of pretty much most stuff Greg Turkington is connected to. Ariel Pink's Haunter Graffiti, Round and Around. This is a really great track, absolutely without a doubt. But to me, the cover art on this is just bizarrely beautiful. I don't know what it is, but I think that's like outrageous. Apparently this is an Ariel Pink drawing. He does a lot of his own artwork, or he does artwork for himself, you know, just making sketches, paintings, whatever, and I'm pretty sure this is something he's done before. A man and, I don't know, wolf in a passionate kiss right there. I don't know, I've always been quite, like, taken by how bizarre, maybe offensive, but yet at the same time kind of beautiful the cover art is, and it is an amazing song. I love Round and Around. Deftones, 7 Words, 7 Inch. This is actually pretty rare, but unfortunately my jacket is really busted up. My friend in high school, way back in the 90s when this came out, I love 7 Words. It was either on a soundtrack or a compilation or something I had a CD of, and I was like, oh man, 7 Words is such a cool song. And my friend found this and ended up giving it to me because he knew how much I loved the song 7 Words. Teething. 7 Words was on Adrenaline. Teething was never on an album, but it was on his compilation or soundtrack. Oh, my dog's pushing my camera over. But yeah, he found this and gave it to me. I love Teething. It's a really cool song. And they actually played it, like, the first time I went and saw Deftones, they played it live. This is an awful album. This is a Death in June live bootleg I bought because it was really cheap, and it turned out to be the most horrific quality I've ever heard on a, not just on like a bootleg, but like a live bootleg as well. It is garbage. It is referred to as Bring in the Night. It's some Chinese bootleg from a live show they played in London, but it is atrocious. Hood Rat, this is a band, actually, I think they're defunct. They're not from too far from here. It's actually transparent brown, if you can see, but probably not. But yeah, back in high school, me and a couple of my buddies that were really into punk music organized a concert in my parents' backyard, and they came over with another band from Toronto, I think, and yeah, I found this. I completely forgot about this. We hung these up all over my town. This is from like 1998 maybe, and that's their set list, which is pretty cool. But yeah, there you go. There's a small installment of my 7 inches. I've got a few more to do. I'm going to try to catch up on my vinyl collection, and you know, we'll see where my channel goes from there. So thanks so much for watching, and of course, stay tuned for some more.